guys so much for clicking on the video. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much for coming and leaving your thoughts and opinions on my videos. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you watched all these videos, I don't know why you ain't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. I reply back to all the comments, old and new. I thank you guys for riding the wave with me of this journey, sharing my videos, and just supporting me in any way that you be supporting me. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And without further ado, if you haven't already gotten your herbal essence and your snacks and your drinks, get all that, and then we're gonna come back and get into the story. So this story I'm gonna tell y'all is about a dating app situation. Now, if you watch my video, I posted a video about my dating app, my worst dating app experience, and why I deleted the app. Because that was the reason why I deleted that situation, was the reason why I deleted the app. Now, prior to the situation, of course, other people was talking to me in the dating app, and I was talking back to these people. Now, I didn't go into other situations because that story was strictly about that guy, the guy that's in that story. And if you haven't watched the video, and I'm sure most of you guys have watched the video because that's where a lot of my subscribers came from, that video and my very first story time that I ever dropped. That's where my subscribers came from. So, and I appreciate you guys so much. But so this story, I'm gonna tell y'all about the guy who cussed me out on the app. So that guy cussed my ass out. I don't even know what to name him. I'm sorry, I'm digging in my nail. I want to name him something. Like, what can I name him? Can we name him Nosy? Yeah, I'm gonna name him Nosy. Yeah, we're gonna name him Nosy. No, I want to give him a name. We're gonna name him Jeffrey. I don't know why that name just popped in my head, but it did. Yeah, I'm gonna name him Jeffrey. I don't think I ever used that name before. No, I haven't. Okay, so, I was on the dating app, Facebook dating app. I done told y'all already. I'm gonna drop the video down below if you haven't watched the video. But I was on that app, right? Okay, on that app, I had so many guys hit me up on that app. I had women hit me up. I had men hit me up. I had a lot of people hit me up. I told y'all the women that hit me on them apps was looking for someone to join their relationship. So the women would hit me, but it would be both them, the guy and the girl in the picture, whatever. Okay, this guy, what I named him, Jeffrey. Okay, Jeffrey had messaged me a message. Jeffrey's message was just you know, hey, how you doing? Something like that. It wasn't nothing too crazy. He was not, none of the people that hit me on there was ever like aggressively crazy, or yeah, none of them. Everybody was kind of like cool. It's just like when you get into like, when you get off of the app, that's when they get the weird shit started to happen. Like, okay, so I talked to Jeffrey for like, I want to say a whole 2 weeks. It had to be a whole 2 weeks. It wasn't long at all before I blocked him. Cause I was like, what is wrong with you? But anyway, okay, so every day Jeffrey would send me a message every single day, every day. Every time I go on there, he would send me a message. He asked me, how was my day? What am I doing? How am I doing? I didn't give information on the thing about my personal business. I didn't give nothing. I didn't say what my job was. I just gave the basic things I put in there. I said, I'm looking for something casual, nothing too serious, because I just got out of my marriage, just fresh. Like, I'm looking for something serious, nothing too serious, something casual, and I'm willing to grow, learn you, whatever. I said you must be over 6 feet, 5'11", preferably, because I'm 5'10". I put in how tall I was. I'm like, I'm a 5'10" woman, so I need you to be taller than me. I am not talking to anyone that is below me. I'm sorry. I did it before one time. I ain't doing it again. And then I talked to guys that was a little bit like, just talk to them, and they have this thing about like, do you wear heels? Why do you wear heels? You're already tall. Da, da, da. Like, bruh, I'm wearing heels. I wore heels the other day. I went out, y'all. I wore heels. They was 3.5-inch heels. I'm 5'10". So you just gotta be okay with that. And if you're not okay with that, then you're not the guy for me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna wear heels. So he was just asking me these questions. So when he started asking me, like, he asked me how tall I was. Well, he asked me, was I really 5'10" in one of the messages. He's like, are you really 5'10"? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, did you play basketball? I said, no. Go into that, because they asked me that. Did you do any sports? Did you do this? I'm like, no. I told him, how tall are you? He told me he was 6 feet. I said, okay, that's fine. Then he asked me, he said, do you wear heels? He asked me the same thing. I said, yes, I do. He's like, why? I said, because I like to. I'm a girl. I'm a woman. I like girly things. I like to be pretty. I like to be dainty. I like wearing heels. I wear heels. If I want to dress up and look nice, I'm going to put heels on. If I don't want to wear them, I won't wear them. But why do I got to explain that? Just like, so I just like, yeah, I do. And then he was just asking me like, why? And he's like, you're tall, laughing. He's like, I'm just kidding. If that's what you wear, okay. He's like, would you wear heels if we went out? I said, yeah. He's like, I don't think I would want you to do that. And I said, well, it ain't about what you want. So I don't think he liked that answer. So then he asked me about when's my birthday. I told him when my birthday. He asked me my zodiac sign. I told him my zodiac sign. He said, ooh, and he put devil emojis. So whenever somebody hears Scorpio, they immediately go to, she's a freak, or she's this. I mean, I can be all of those things, but that doesn't mean I'll do that with you. So let's be clear, because I think they get a misconception about us. We are not that way with everyone. We are that way with who we want to be that way with, if you get what I'm saying. So he was like, devil emojis. I'm like, okay. So then he starts saying, well, tell me something about you. And I said, what you want to know? Don't ask me nothing like that, because I'm not going to just spew out my life, guts, everything, my childhood stuff. I'm not going to tell you. Like, I don't even know you. I'm not about to just do that. So I told him, I said, what do you want to know? He said, well, what do you want to tell me? I said, nothing really, because you're not asking a question. You just asked me something vague. Like, tell me something about yourself. Like, I'm like, what do you want to know? So then he's like, why are you not cooperating? Like, what do you mean why I'm not cooperating? See, this is the reason why I had to dismiss him. We already there. Because I'm not going to go into all that other stuff, because that doesn't matter. This is where it got to where he got mad. He's just like, why you don't cooperate? And I said, like, how am I not cooperating? You asked me a question. I told you, what do you want to know? You told me, tell me anything. I said, I could tell you something. That doesn't mean it's the truth. I'm like, when you ask a question and you want a specific answer, ask a specific question. Like, I don't understand. So then I said, well, what do you want? What do you want to know? He's like, do you have kids? I said, yes. I'm like, do you have kids? So he asked me a question. I turned right back around and asked him the same question. I'm like, do you got kids? He said, yeah. I said, are you in their life? Because that's important to me. I didn't say that part. I just said, do you have kids and are you active in their life? Because I don't want a guy who's not active in their kid's life. I don't want a guy who is an absentee dad. I want a dad. I want a man that's in the kid's life. Like, even if the mama is a whole holy bee, I want you to be fighting and doing whatever you got to do to see your kids, be around your kids, make an effort. You know, that is important. Family to me is major key if you're going to be with me. So I'm like, are you active? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's good. And he was like, he asked me how many, oh yeah, that's what he asked. He asked me how many, do my kids have the same dad? And I said, yeah. I said, I was married. He was like, oh, okay. And I asked him, have you been married? And he said, no. I'm like, do you want to get married? He said, yes. So, okay, we go on to do that. So then after that, I didn't say nothing else no more, because I just felt like like I don't want to really, like, I'm not interested in talking to him. And then it's weird to talk to somebody through a text. I'd rather talk to you in person or on the phone, like not through text. It's feeling like it's like forced. So then he was just like, he started asking me some other stuff, like about relationship stuff and stuff like that. And I answered him, but it wasn't going into like a paragraph detail, because I feel like that's not appropriate for a text. I'm like, if we're gonna have these conversations, we should have a conversation over the phone. So then he was like, so what I did was, okay, I answered his question, and then I didn't ask him a question. I just got off the app. So the next day I go back on the app, and then he sent me messages, and then he was just like, oh, you must have went and did something or whatever, or what, something like that, like at the end. Then I seen he say, good morning. He sent me a good morning message on there or whatever. And then I text him, like I seen the message at good morning. I text back, because he said some other stuff, because I didn't reply back to the other stuff. So he was like, you must have got off. I don't remember if it shows if you're on or not. I don't remember, because I told you I was only on it for a hot second. I got off. I wasn't even on that thing that long. I got back on. He said, good morning. I said, good morning. Then he was just like, you just seem like you're not interested. Like, he went in. He was like, you just seem like you're not interested. And I said, well, I don't really know you well enough. He's like, you're not trying to get to know me. He's like, I asked you some questions. So what he did was, he had sent me like a list. He's like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Where do you like to go? Like he just sent a whole list of questions and was expecting me to like answer each thing like an interview. I told him the questions that you sent me, it was probably like 10 questions. I'm like, you sent me like a question like it was an interview. I'm like, it wasn't organically like just we into the conversation, then we just talking. You just sent me like a interview list. What's your favorite color? What food do you like? Where do you like to go? What is your hobbies? What do you do in your spare time? Do you smoke? Do you like to drink? If you like to drink, he sent it like that. I'm not mad at that at all, because I want to learn somebody too, but I feel like when you doing all of that, it like transitions into the conversation. Like we could be talking and then you could be like, I don't know, just, what you like to do in your spare time? And the person can be like, oh, I like to go here, da-da-da. I like to do this. Oh, what's your favorite places to go? Have you visited these states? Have you done this? Because it could be like, oh, I like to go to the beach. Well, have you been to beaches outside of Texas? Have you visited Florida? Have you been to California? Have you been to, because Alabama got like is it Alabama? I think it is. They got like a nice beach. I've been to Virginia. I've been to Virginia Beach. That's what I'm saying. You could just, because then it could have been like, oh, you been to Virginia? Oh, da-da-da. Then you could talk about something like it organically falls into, because I know how to carry a conversation. If I'm talking to you on the phone or in person, I can carry a conversation. Y'all on my channel, I'm do story times. And I'm talking to no one. I'm really talking to y'all, but y'all get what I'm saying. I could talk. So it's not like I didn't want to talk. It's just like it's hard to talk through text. So I was trying to get him to understand, but I had noticed through text that he is very controlling. And the way that he was saying things to me, it was like in a controlling way, like, oh, you don't want to fall, you don't want to listen, I'm like, listen to what? I'm like, you asked me questions, I answered your question. He's like, you didn't answer my questions. He's like, I asked you to tell me something and you said, tell you what? And he's like, that's not what I asked. I asked this. He's like, you just making stuff difficult. That's not what you're trying to do. He's like, why are you on the app? Why? I said, for one, I can be on the app if I want to be on the app. I said, two, you're not the only guy that if I don't want to have a conversation, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to have you can't make me talk if I'm not interested or if I don't want to talk to you. I'm like, I'm being nice because you're asking me stuff. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to get to know you, but you don't like the answers. Then you start asking me like personal stuff, like what side of town you live on, where, this, that. And I told him, I said, I'm not telling you none of that stuff just yet. Like, if you want to meet me, we can meet over in this area, which would be way on the other side of where I live. I wasn't telling him that, but I'm like, it'll be way. The only way he'll know is if you follow me home. I'm like, I'm not telling you all that. So I'm like, if you want to meet or something like that in person, we could go somewhere, we could eat, whatever, and then we could talk. I'm like, that's cool. I'm cool with doing that. But I'm like, I'm not gonna be doing all this on the app. So he's like, what's the purpose of doing all that? Like, he started going in. So then he started calling me out, like cussing me out. He ain't call me no B. He just was like, you hoes be on here playing with people. Y'all be leading them on. People be really on here trying to get in relationships, be trying to be with, like, going off. I was like, well, if somebody ain't interested or if they're not carrying the conversation, then that's when you just dismiss it and move on. Oh, maybe they just not interested. He's like, you been acting like you interested, then you act like you're not interested. I said, because I answer questions, that doesn't mean I'm interested. That means I'm just trying to get to know you. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily interested. You're asking me questions. I'm asking you back questions. I'm trying to see if you're a fit for me to learn more about you. I'm not going to just dive in and just tell you all of everything you want to know because you want to know it. I was like, that's not what I'm doing. So I'm like, yeah, we cool. He's like, oh, so now you don't want to talk to me. I'm just like, I just quit answering him because what's the point? So I just quit answering. So what I did was I had blocked him. Now, when I blocked him, he had found me on Facebook, on regular Facebook, because we on Facebook dating. It tells your first name, right? Your first name. So all you gotta do is, I have a unique first name. You type my first name in Facebook and it's gonna pop up my Facebook. So that's what he did. So he sent me a message on Messenger. And he was just like, I can't believe you blocked me. He's like, you're immature. You need to grow up, da, da, da. And I'm like, how am I immature? I told him, I said, clearly you're weird. I said, because why would, if I did all of this and I'm not interested in you, why did you go to Facebook, find me and send me a message? I said, you're not the type of person I want to be with. Like, clearly we don't align correctly. I said, you want to argue with me. You don't know me and you want to argue. And I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to tell y'all his sign either, because he told me, of course he told me his sign because he asked me my sign and then he told me his. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Why do y'all act like this? Why? It don't got nothing to do with the sign. It kind of do, but it don't. But I'm not going to tell y'all. But I just feel like, what is wrong with you? Like, you want to know all these things. Then when I don't do what you want me to do, you want to go off on me. But I'm not even your woman for you to be going off on me. So now I already foresee that you're oh, excuse me. I'm gonna block that out. I see you're crazy, and I'm not gonna deal with that. I'm not gonna sign up. So I told him, I said, well, you finna get blocked again, and I blocked him. And then that's the last time I heard from him. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this. You're crazy. Like, you cussing and screaming through text, sending me capitalized paragraphs for what? I'm not your woman. Like, why are you sending me this? Like, it's crazy. I'm like, why did you cuss me out? Like, he didn't even cuss me out, really. He just was like, you hoes. But I was like, what? Well, I'm not even a hoe. Like, who are you calling a hoe? So I didn't even deep dive into that with him. I just skimmed over it, like he didn't even say. Because to me, I feel like, what I'm gonna argue with him about if I'm a hoe or not? Who cares? I don't care. He could say I'm all kind of, I don't care. Say it to my face and then we'll see. But, you can say whatever you want to say. But clearly you got some issues and you don't need to be dating. You don't need to be out here doing none of this if you getting butthurt because I'm not answering fast enough for you. Like, come on. No. So that was a dead situation. I met some people some men that were very nice that I did want to get to know better, but it just seemed like our lives was too busy. Like, it was another guy I met on there that I really wanted to learn more about him. I wanted to get to know him. He was not black at all, and he wasn't Spanish. You just figure it out. And I really wanted to know him more. He was very tall too. Very tall. He was an ex-athlete. He was a great dad, because every time I talked to him, he was like telling me he was doing this with his babies. Like, he had a smaller child, and then he had like an older kid, and he was telling me about all this stuff. But it's just like, I never got to learn outside of that, because when all that stuff happened with the date with the other guy, I told y'all, I just was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm off of this. I just completely got off of it, and I didn't get the other person's information, like, outside of the app. I just would talk to him through the app, and I was just like, why didn't I get his information? Because I definitely should have got to know him better, but I didn't. So, and I don't, the way I am now, y'all, we'll talk about that in another video. Child, these guys, they'll run you through the mud. I ain't got it to do. She don't got to do. We on different paths. 2024, we on different waves now. I'm not finna do it. But anyway, I love you guys. I love you. I appreciate y'all for watching the video and subscribing to the channel. And I got something else for you guys. I'll probably record the videos. What's today? Tuesday. I might record it on Thursday. I might record Thursday for those videos. But yeah, just stay tuned. I love you guys. I have another video about Lady and the shenanigans with her. So just stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, comment, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.